All right. Well, hey, Nash family. Good to be with you today. I am here with my friend, mentor, a great guy that I love a lot. You may know him as well. This is Pastor Matt McCloskey.
Hi, Naz family. It's good to see you.
Yeah, so thanks for being here with us
Thanks
today.
for having me. I miss you, man.
I miss you too. And he's out in the world making a difference. You probably have noticed he's also involved with some of our Christmas giving initiatives. Tell us a little bit about what's happening there.
So at a lot of the schools in Southwestern, especially given in the time of the pandemic, there's a lot of food insecurities around. And one of the things that Naz did last year with us, and then we're just so thankful at communities and schools to have them partner with us again, is specifically for Finland Middle School and then some of the surrounding schools. Your donations go to send home backpacks full of food every weekend to kids who don't have food currently. And I don't know if you were here when Pastor John spoke a couple weeks ago, but just the picture, we've blown through everything in the last year. We stretched it out, had some donations from folks in the congregations monetarily that helped us stretch things out that were great. But it's just been a great year for us as a school. But being able to support those families that need it. Actually just got a text from a parent while we were sitting here prepping for this with their address because I need to run some food to them.
Awesome.
And between the NAS and then another Christmas thing you're helping with is the Jordan Reeser Foundation. And I'm going to tell you right now, we partner a lot to help families out with food and clothes and coats and a lot of different things you do there. So that's really huge as well.
Awesome. Well, Pastor Matt, thank you. Naz family, thanks for being generous and continuing to give and love on families. But if it's all right, we've known each other for a while now, and we like to sit and have theological conversations.
Absolutely.
We'll try not to bore you guys, but I love this passage, and actually Pastor is going to be preaching out of it this week, and I'm just going to take a little bit of it here. This is in Luke chapter 1. It says, "In the 6th month, God sent the angel Gabriel to Nazareth, to a town in Galilee, to a virgin pledged to be married to a man named Joseph, a descendant of David. The virgin's name was Mary. And the angel went to her and said, 'Greetings, you who are highly favored. The Lord is with you.' Mary was greatly troubled at his words and wondered what kind of greeting this might be. But the angel said to her, 'Do not be afraid, Mary. You have found favor with God.'" And the part that I was kind of focusing in on, I was like, isn't it interesting when the angel of the Lord shows up, he says, "Do not be afraid," right? Like, isn't it interesting? God shows up and one of our first reactions sometimes is fear, or when things are getting ready to change. Or, we know that right now in the world we're living in. Would you talk to us a little bit about, traditionally it's called fear not, right? These fear not moments when it comes to faith.
Well, when we were talking about this previously, I think one of the things that hit me in the fear not moment was there's been several in my life, but probably the most recent one was when I left here to go to communities and schools.
Wow.
That was, someone who had been a pastor for their whole life pretty much and going out into the world. And I can remember having a conversation with my dad because my family history is such. My dad was called into ministry, never went. And then when he was retired, took a church for a few years and those kind of things. My dad was a truck driver my whole life. And I remember having the conversation and I can remember trying to explain to my dad that he was very disappointed that I was leaving church ministry because to him that was ministry. And the best way to describe it was I said, "Dad, I'm leaving the ministry of the church and going to the mission field." And I said, "If God would have called me to Africa, I wouldn't have gone." I said, "I don't think that would have been me." But I said, "He called me to go to the mission field in our city." And I said, I didn't think of it that way. And I can remember praying to God because I can remember the journey of getting there and the steps that took place. And I won't go into all the steps, obviously, that took place, but the confirmation after confirmation after confirmation. And I can remember the last confirmation was actually a financial one that we just needed to have work out the money piece for us to be able to do it, having a son going to college and those kind of things. And I can remember just saying, "Okay, God, I guess we're doing this." And I can remember walking in and talking to Pastor Dale and talking to you and talking to Pastor Fuller. It was really emotional for me because this is my home. That's why my family never left this church, because this is our home church. This is home for us. But that was a big moment for me to step out of comfort into something I didn't really know what I was getting into and how it would evolve over the last 3.5 years now that I've been in that role. This is my 4th school year. It seems kind of weird.
It's been 4 years? What?
This is my 4th school year. It's been 3.5 years since I left here.
Wow.
But it's my 4th school year. So it's been really cool. And having that moment, saying, "Okay, God, I guess we're doing this."
Right. Dude, I remember when you called me and you were like, "Dude, I need to talk to you." And it was like a different tone in your voice. And I was like, "Oh no, what's going on?" And I ended up coming to your house and we stood in your front yard. And I'll admit a little bit when you were like, "Dude, I'm I'm going out to serve in this place. I was like, I felt fear a little bit. I'm like, dude, like we've worked together forever. I don't know what's going to look like. But man, God has just worked this stuff out. And as I was looking at this and your story, and you live it out, man, is just the reality that, when God calls us to something, he provides a way for us.
And you have to think of the transition pieces that were already going on. I had a senior in high school.
Right.
So I had a kid preparing to go to college and those kind of things that you're processing through.
Right.
And in that thing too, some things God gave back to me was just with the church schedule sometimes, you miss some things. And I was able to be at every show choir competition because back then we had every Saturday night, we had live services,
right.
we had live preteens and those kind of things. And I was able to be at every show choir competition my son's senior year and my daughter's freshman year.
Right.
So that was kind of a cool family thing that God gave back to me too.
Yeah.
So it was really cool on the whole journey of it. There are days that it's crazy. I'm in the midst of one of those today. We've kind of been talking, but it's been really cool to see the way God works in those ways, and it's been pretty awesome. So
awesome. Well, thanks, Pastor Matt. And as family, we just wanted to take a brief moment to encourage you. Just like God called Mary, and her first response was fear. He said, "Do not be afraid." We believe that God has a calling. That He's calling on your life. That God is going to want to place us in uncomfortable places, but He says, "Trust me. Do not be afraid." So whatever that looks like, if God is calling you to serve or to give or to do something or to take an important step, if it's really God, trust Him and He's going to take care of you. Fear not. That's the word for this devotion. 2 words, actually. So fear not. We love you. Anything else you want to say, Pastor Matt?
no, just appreciate you being here. Appreciate you guys' leadership and looking forward to a great Christmas season at the Naz.
All right. We love you guys. Merry Christmas.